only for Israel. Give me Romans 9, man. I love this chapter right here. I love Romans 9 because it lets you know that if you don't accept the fact that Christ only died for the Israelites, you so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, then you need to just put the Bible down. Don't go to church. Don't be a Muslim. Don't be nothing. Just go and have a good time because your mind is destroyed. Read that.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 1. I say the truth in Christ.
I say the truth in Christ. The truth that is in Christ. Read on, brother.
I lie not.
I lie not. Meaning I'm going to tell you the truth. That's what he said. Read.
My conscience also bear me witness in the Holy Ghost.
Come on.
That I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren.
For my what?
My brethren.
Stop right there. Because we got a lot of people that will say, well, the Bible is only talking to men. Or how do you know that it's talking to men and women? How do you know it's talking only to Israel when it says brethren? Because guess what? Anybody who accepts Christ is a brother or sister. But that's a lie. Give me Deuteronomy 15 and 12. We're going to go through this thing with a fine-tooth comb. A couple of verses that mean a lot, but nobody's paying attention. But we're going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb today.
Deuteronomy chapter 15 and verse 12. And if thy brother,
which is a brethren, come on.
And Hebrew man.
Stop. A Hebrew man. Now it's telling you what is a brother. A Hebrew man, come on.
Or an Hebrew woman.
Or a Hebrew woman. Let me ask you a question, big brother. Where are you from? Where you from?
Where I'm from?
Where you from, brother?
Where my family's from?
Yeah.
Where my heritage is from?
Where's your father from?
Africa, brother.
Africa?
Yeah.
They came over the slave ship.
Of course, definitely.
And then they got here in America.
Paris Island, brother.
Paris Island, excellent.
Yeah.
This brother too.
Okay.
Absolutely. We were just talking about this last month.
Okay.
So you and this brother possibly could be blood related. I mean, we're all blood related, but I'm saying a little more tighter than maybe us, right? So now we're going to get into it, all right? But that would make you from this what? From the tribe of Judah, okay? You say in Africa, because you understand? But in Africa, that's where we were picked up at. But we're not actually of the African people. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So right now, what I'm going to get into that in a second. But what I want to show is that Christ only died only for the nation of Israel. That he didn't die for the whole world. You understand? That's what I'm bringing out right now, just to give you the understanding. All right, go ahead.
If thy brother, an Hebrew man, or an Hebrew woman.
Right. So right there is letting you know that a man and a woman is considered brethren. So right now when we see sister, we can say that's our brethren right there. Meaning that's our family. That's what it's talking about. A Hebrew. And the scripture made sure to say a Hebrew man and a Hebrew woman. Because the beautiful thing about the Bible is that it defines itself. You don't have to, man, I wonder what that means. Yeah, you're going to do that, but when you come to the men of God, they're going to show you. Listen, brother, this means this. Because in this chapter, in this verse, it's telling you what this means over here. Because everything has to, precept must be upon precept. One thing defines the other. That's how you get the understanding. You can come through. Go ahead.
And if thy brother, an Hebrew man or an Hebrew woman.
Excellent. Stop. Go back to Romans 9.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 1. I say the truth in Christ. I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh.
Right, my kinsmen according to the flesh. So when somebody say you're their kin, that means it's family. Period. Read.
Who are Israelites.
Who are what?
Israelites.
Who are Israelites. So it ain't nobody else. It ain't no other nations involved. It's only you, black man. It's only you, Hispanic man. It's only you, Hispanic woman. It's only you, black woman. Understand that. The Israelites. Read.
Who are Israelites.
Come on.
To whom pertaineth the adoption.
To whom pertaineth the adoption. What is the adoption going into? Give me Galatians 4, brother. Give me Galatians 4, 4, and 5. That's what we're going to deal with. Because we're going to deal with the adoption. Because if you're being adopted, that means you're becoming what? The son or the daughter of someone, right? Let's find out.
Galatians chapter 4 and verse 4. But when the fullness of time was come, God sent forth his son,
God sent forth his son, who you know is Jesus the Christ. Come on.
Made of a woman.
He's made of a woman. Come on.
Made under the law.
Made under the law, meaning what? That there was a sexual connection between Mary and Joseph. They had sex. Christ was conceived and then born naturally. Read.
To redeem them that were under the law.
Stop right there. To redeem them that were under the law. Brother, who was under the law? I need a scripture. Who was given the law? Give me Psalms 147, 19 and 20. Because the Bible is perfect. We're going to find out everything. It ain't going to be, oh yeah, I'm not sure. Everyone can be adopted. We're all the children of God. No, we're not. No, we are not all the children of God. Let me make that clear. We are not all the children of God. The children of God are only one people. We're going to prove it with the Holy Bible. Read that.
Psalms chapter 149 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Right.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He has not dealt so with any nation. So the laws, the statutes, the commandments, only given to Israel. He's not dealt so with any nation. Come on.
He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
Right. So the people who came up under the law was the Israelites. Period. Go back.
Praise ye the Lord.
Praise ye the Lord. We have these hell about that. Go back to Galatians, brother.
Galatians chapter 4 and verse 4. But when the fullness of the time was come, God sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law.
To redeem them that were under the law. Come on, that's the Israelites. Come on.
That we might receive the adoption of sons.
That we might receive the adoption of sons. There's nothing else to discuss. And that sons is talking about daughters also. Let's go back to Romans 9.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 4.
Let's see if any other nations fall into the adoption. Read.
Who are Israelites,
to
whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory.
And the what?
The glory.
The glory. The glory is what? The kingdom. Right? The glory is the kingdom. So who's getting the kingdom? Who's getting that, bro? Let me get there's many places to go. Let me get Isaiah 14. Let's start there. Give me Hebrews chapter 11 and 16. I want that. Because we're going to find out what the kingdom is.
Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 16.
Yes.
Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 16. But now they desire a better country. Verse 13. These all died in faith.
Right. These all died in faith. Talking about the line of the Israelites. Come on.
Not having received the promises.
Right. They never received those promises that were being spoken about. They never received the kingdom. They didn't receive everything that was being spoken about. Come on.
But I haven't seen them afar off.
Right. But they what? They seen it afar off. Like how we see it today. We got the faith in the Most High that we keep these commandments, that we're going to go to the kingdom. Read.
And were persuaded of them.
Right.
And embraced them. And confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
Right, because that's what we're doing today. We know that we're the pilgrims, the strangers of the earth, because we're not in our land. We're not in our land yet. So we know that we're the strangers and pilgrims of the earth. Read on.
For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country.
Right. So when you declare such things as the prophets of God are declaring, guess what? You know that you're looking for a country. What country? Read on.
And truly, if they had been mindful of that country,
right,
from whence they came out.
From whence they came out. That's the what? The country of what? Of Canaan or of Israel, right? The name was changed to Israel because what? For the Father, right? Come on.
They might have had opportunity to have returned.
Right, come on.
But now they desire a better country.
But now they desire a better country. Not just the country of Israel, but what?
That is an heavenly.
That means a heavenly. Read on.
Wherefore, God is not ashamed to be called their God.
Right, come on.
For he hath said, prepare for them a city.
Prepare for them a city. This was well known throughout all the Israelites on the earth. All the Israelites knew that what? That Israel was going to be the kingdom. Give me Acts chapter 1, brother. You know what I want out of here. Right? Because today, in today's church, you have the Old Testament and the New Testament. Our brothers from back in the days, all they had was the Old Testament, and they knew the kingdom was going to be Israel. So how come you don't know the kingdom is going to be Israel? Why? Because when the church is getting destroyed. But listen to this.
Acts chapter 1 and verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Read that part again, brother.
Wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Right. So the Lord said, the disciples said to the Lord, are you at this time going to restore the kingdom unto Israel? Did Christ say, are you sick? It's not just about you, brother. It ain't just about us. We have to get the entire world. What he said, bro? Read on.
Verse 7, and he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the season.
That's it. He said it ain't for you to know the time of the season. Come on.
Which the Father hath put in his own power.
Meaning you're going to get the kingdom. The kingdom will be restored to Israel, but it ain't for you to know exactly when. Now give me Matthew 6, so we can break it down even further, to let them know that what? The kingdom, which is a heavenly, which is the country of Israel, but the kingdom is going to be there, that you say it in your prayer every day and you don't even know what you're praying. Read.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye. Our Father which art in heaven.
Our Father which art in heaven. Come on.
Hallowed be thy name.
Come on.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom what?
Come.
Thy kingdom come. Come on.
Thy will be done.
It is the will of the Father to do what? That when you preach, that you know, or when you accept the fact that you know that you're an Israelite, that you're seeking out a country, like Hebrews said. Read on.
Thy will be done.
That's the will of the Father. Come on.
In earth.
In where?
In earth.
In the earth. That's where the will is going to be done. Come on.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven. So that kingdom that the Lord said, I'm preparing a city, that city is going to come down to the earth. You got to understand that. Nobody's going to be flying up in heaven with the Heavenly Father. Are you out of your mind? It's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to chill with the Most High. Oh, Father, how are you today? No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You understand? Give me back to Romans 9.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 4. Who are Israelites?
Who are Israelites? Come on.
To whom pertaineth the adoption?
We prove the adoption is only for Israel. There's no argument. Come on.
And the glory?
And the glory. We prove that is only for Israel. Come on.
And the covenants.
And the what?
The covenants.
And the covenants. Give me Hebrews 8. Because when I speak to you so-called Christians, you tell me that the old covenant was between Israel and the Most High, and the new covenant is between Israel and everybody on the earth. Let's find out if that's what the Bible says. Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8.
Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 8. For finding fault with them.
For finding fault with the Israelites. Come on.
He said, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with them.
Stop. When I will make a new covenant. So if you're going to make something new, that means there was something old. We're going to get to it. Let's go.
I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel.
With the house of Israel.
And with the house of Judah.
And the house of Judah. The house of Israel and the house of Judah are what? The northern kingdom and the southern kingdoms of Israel. And they're going to get put together and become one state or one nation. As it says in the book of John, and also says in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37. You understand? Read on.
Not according to the covenant that was made, that again. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt.
Right. So it's not according to the old covenant, but this is going to be the new covenant. So you got two, old and new. We're going to stop right there because we got what we wanted. But read on.
Because they continue not in my covenant.
Right, they continue not in the old covenant of the understanding, had no understanding of it. Come on.
And I regarded them not.
And I had no regard for them. That's why the Lord said you must come in what? The adoption. We read that first. That's why you have to be adopted first, because the Lord had no regard for Israel anymore. That's why the Lord had to do what? He had to bring his son. So that we what? We marry, because Israel is what? As a woman. And now marrying what? Christ is the bridegroom. And now we're going to come back to the Most High. Read.
Verse 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days.
Right. So we good. Go back to Romans 9. Let's see if we left anything out. So now we know that the old and new covenant is only for Israel. What are we missing here? Nothing.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 4. Who are Israelites?
Come on.
To whom pertaineth the adoption?
The adoption. all Israel.
And the glory.
The glory all belongs to Israel. Come on.
And the covenants.
And the covenants belong to Israel. Come on.
And the giving of the law.
And the giving of the law. Give me Romans 3, bro. 3 and 4. And the giving of the law.
Romans chapter 3 and verse 4. God forbid.
No, 3 and 3.
For what if some did not believe?
Come on.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
Sorry. I want to start at 1. Start at 1. Sorry.
Romans chapter 3 and verse 1. What advantage then hath the Jew?
What advantage then have the Israelite? That's really what it is. Come on.
Or what profit is there of circumcision?
Right, come on.
Much every way.
Much every way, come on.
Chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of God.
Right, that's the laws. The oracles of God. We read that earlier. In what? Psalms 147. The oracles of God. That's the giving of the law. Read.
For what if some did not believe?
So what if you don't believe that all of this belongs to Israel? Come on.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
So the Bible now means nothing because you want to believe that Christ is for everybody? Come on.
God forbid.
The answer is no. The answer is no. The Lord said his will be done. Come on.
Yea, let God be true.
Let God be true. Let the Bible be true. That's why everything we pulled out, we went into the scriptures. We didn't just come off the top of our heads and say, oh, guess what? Today I feel like the Lord is working with me. No, we're dealing with the Bible. Read.
Let God be true.
Let God be true. Let the Bible be true.
But every man a liar.
All of your doctrines, let them be lies. They're all lies. They're not coming from the scriptures. Romans 9 again.
Romans chapter 9. Romans chapter 9 and verse 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption.
Thank you.
And the glory.
And the glory.
And the covenants.
And the covenants.
And the giving of the law.
Come on.
And the service of God.
And the service of God. Give me Isaiah 45 and 4. And the service of God. Who are the servants of the Heavenly Father? Well, let's find out. Let's find out. Maybe it could be anybody. Let's see what the Bible says.
Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 4. For Jacob, my servant's sake.
Who?
My servant's sake.
Jacob. Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes. Jacob changed his name to Israel. And that's why you're known as an Israelite. Not because you live in Israel. You understand? That doesn't make you an Israelite. That may make you an Israeli, but that doesn't make you an Israelite. You understand? You have a question, sir? Okay. Right, because if you're born in the land of Israel, you have been an Israeli individual. That doesn't make you an Israelite. Same thing as if a person is born here in America, does that really make them an American? No, because your parents can be from China, and if you're born here, does that make you an American? No, it makes you an American citizen. But it doesn't make you an American. It makes you a Chinese person born in America. If I'm born in China, nobody's going to call me Chinese, I'm pretty sure. The people in China are not going to say, well, he's Chinese because he was born here. No, they're going to say, this guy is some kind of American or African born here in China. You understand? So what we're teaching out here is who is actually from what particular nation. We're teaching nationality. So I know a lot of people may come from out of town or been up here and they see us, they don't know exactly what it is we're teaching. We're teaching nationality. You understand? Where you from? I was going to say that, but I didn't want to jump. You look like you're from Sweden. Okay? So you're from Sweden. How long you been here? 5 days. 5 days? You enjoying yourself? Good. All right. Well, guess what? When you go back home, you can tell them that you spoke to the Israelites. Yeah. All right, excellent. Come on.
Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 4. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect.
Right. So Israel is the elect. Israel is the servants of God. Understand it. The Bible is very clear. It's not everybody in the whole world who is the servants of God. It's very, very clear on who is the servants of God. He makes it clear. These are my people. This is what I want. This is how I want it. There's nothing to chop up. You can't create a new doctrine off it. Read on.
For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect.
Mine elect. Come on.
I have even called thee by thy name.
I've called you by your name, which is Israel, which is Ephraim, which is Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Okay? Issachar. Come on.
I have surnamed thee. Though thou hast not known.
Right. I have seen things, although you have never known. Okay, right? Right. Because you read that we're Ben Israel, or Israel is your last name. You understand? Come on, give me back to Romans.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 4 again. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory,
right,
and the covenants, and the giving of the law,
right,
and the service of God, and the promises.
And the promises. So we read all the promises. And that's everything that's coming to Israel only. Read on, bro.
Whose are the fathers?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whose are the fathers? Now, I wish Sweden and them were here, because they would have. I wish I would have kept them around, because I would have asked them, is your father my father? Does that make any sense? We don't have the same fathers. This is clear. Just in look alone, we don't have the same. We don't want to go into looks, but the bottom line is we don't have the same fathers. They would have told us, right? So when it says those are the fathers, read that one again.
Whose are the fathers?
Whose are the fathers, meaning the fathers of the Israelites. That's what this is to. Come on.
And of whom, as concerning the flesh?
Whoa. Oh, man. This right here is a beautiful chapter. Read that part again, bro.
And of whom, as concerning the flesh.
And of whom, concerning the flesh, meaning concerning the kinsmanship, the brethrenhood, the nationality, thank you, brother, right? Concerning the nationality, come on,
Christ came.
Christ came. Letting you know that Christ only came for Israel. What else we need to talk about? And Christ is an Israelite. He's not a Christian. You know what I mean? Christ is not a Christian, sis. A lot of people say, oh no, Christ, they think Christ was a Catholic. Christ was not Catholic, sisters. He was not Christian. He didn't go to St. Rose of Lima, okay? He didn't go to St. Jerome's. He didn't go to St. whatever they got. Right, Peter and Paul's. Okay, that's just a candy bar, old candy bar. They ain't never go to those schools. All right, read.
Who is over all, God bless forever. Amen.
Read on, brother, because there's more there.
Not as though the word of God hath taken none effect.
Right, come on.
For they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
They are not all Israel that are of Israel. What is that talking about? That's letting you know that just because we're Israelites, we're not all going to be saved in the Lord. Some of us not going to be saved, but let's read on.
Neither because they are of the seed of Abraham are they all children.
It says neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children. Why? Because Abraham had a lot of children. Give me that. We're going to go in. Let's check this out. Give me that in Genesis, no. It's Genesis 17, right? With his children. Remember when Abraham with his kids, I think it was like 17 or 16.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
Neither because they are of the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
But in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Come on. No one the other part. Where were we at? All Israel that are not because they have this. Right, stop. Right, read the top one.
Not as though the word of God had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel.
Right, so what we did, we showed you that not all the Israelites will be saved, right? We know this part. Read on.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham. But people say, listen, we're all of the stock of Abraham. You hear that, brother? You hear that? We out here on all four corners, man. So stay home, or if you come outside, guess what? You're going to get blasted with the word all day. All day. All day. Read that part again.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children.
Now, a lot of people may read that and don't understand. Give me Genesis 25 and 6. This is the scripture I was trying to remember. Because Abraham had many children. Abraham had many children. So let's deal. Let's find out who they are. Come on.
Genesis chapter 25 and verse 6.
Let's go.
But unto the sons of the concubines.
Unto the sons of the concubines. So what? Abraham had kids with his concubine. All right? With his side piece. I don't want to say side piece. It wasn't like that. It was like another wife, a lesser wife. Come on.
Which Abraham had.
Come on.
Abraham had gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son, while he yet lived eastward unto the east country. But unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son.
Go back, read that part again, brother.
But unto the sons of the concubines,
Unto the sons of the concubines. Read on.
which Abraham had,
Which Abraham had. Remember, we said Abraham had a lot of children. And not because you are the seed. We're going to get there, read.
Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son.
Right. So Abraham had many sons, and he gave them all gifts, including Ishmael earlier. He sent Ishmael away with Hagar. Now he took the rest of his sons, gave them all gifts, and sent them away. You understand that? But that was done also. You mean when that was done before? Remember, after this was sort of a foreshadowing of something that the Lord was going to do. Anyway, give me the one in Deuteronomy where it says that the Lord, is that 32 and 8? Give me 32 and 8. Deuteronomy 32 and 8. Check this out. You understand? Because the Lord did this with all the nations, letting you know that just because they're born of Abraham, that didn't make them Israel. That didn't make them Israel. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. Now the Lord is giving the other people their inheritance. Read.
When he separated the sons.
Whoa. When he did what?
Separated the sons of Adam.
Stop right there. I want you to stop right there. Go right back to Genesis 25. Read that part again with Abraham and his sons.
Genesis chapter 25 and verse 6. But unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts.
He gave gifts. Just like the Lord gave what? The inheritance to the other nations. Now Abraham is giving gifts to these other nations. That's what's going on here. Come on.
And sent them away.
And sent them away. Go back to Deuteronomy 32.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 8. When the Most High divided.
Come on.
To the nations.
Right, he sent them away from who? We're going to find out. Come on.
Their inheritance.
Their inheritance, come on. That's the gifts. Right, their inheritance is the gifts, once again.
When he separated the sons of Adam.
When he separated the sons of Adam. Separated them. Come on.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Right, so the children of Israel, the Lord already had their things set up. And what was left? Then he said, China, you get that. For lack of a better word, Chinese, Japanese, you take this. India, boom. Esau, you get that. Such. That's all laying it out. So when Abraham had his children, he sent away Ishmael, all right? Then he sent away all his sons and said, what? I don't want none of them. I want to separate them from Isaac. Why? Give me back to Romans 9.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children.
Right.
But in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
But in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So Isaac was the chosen. That's why Abraham said, listen, I'm going to give you all an inheritance. Don't make your life. But Isaac kept close, because that's where the seed was going to come from.
That is, they which are the children of the flesh.
Stop. They which are the children of the flesh of Abraham.
These are not the children of God.
Read that again.
These are not the children of God.
These other nations are not the children of God. This is the Holy Bible. This is what they have in your Catholic churches that everybody goes to, in your Christian churches. Read that part again.
These are not the children of God.
These are not the children of God. You understand that? The children of God are the seed of Isaac. Read on.
But the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
Oh man, the children of the promise. We went through that earlier up in the chapter. Read on.
Even these are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
Come on.
For this is the word of promise.
This is the word of promise, that everything is going to the Israelites and nothing to the other nations. But what? But slavery and captivity, as you read in Isaiah 14. Read on.
At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. Not only this, but when Rebekah also conceived by one.
Right. But Rebekah, we got to get into this. And then Rebekah also conceived by one. Come on.
Even by our father Isaac.
Even by our father Isaac. So now it's letting you know where the seed is coming from. It was a sexual thing, right? That Isaac laid down with his wife, and now she's about to have seed. Read.
For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil.
Stop. He's talking about the children, the twins, right? She had twins in her stomach. The Lord said none of them did either good or evil. Read.
That the purpose of God according to election might stand.
Right. The purpose of God according to the election might stand. Give me Genesis 25, brother. Let's go right back. And you know what I want?
Genesis chapter 25 and verse 25.
Listen to this, sis. I'm going to start off. Yep.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 nations are in thy womb. This is what the Lord is talking about. He's calling the babies nations. Let's understand that. The babies, the twins are being called nations here. Read on.
And 2 manner of people.
2 different types of people. Come on.
Shall be separated from thy bowels.
Here we go again with the separation. They shall be separated from thy bowels. Come on.
The one people shall be stronger than the other people.
One people shall be stronger than another people. Come on.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the elder shall serve the younger. So guess what? The Lord made a decision. The babies didn't do anything. The Lord made a decision. The elder's going to serve the younger. The younger is going to be the stronger. That's it. That's my choice. That's it. Go back to Romans 9.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 7. Verse 11. Verse 10. Not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even our father Isaac,
right?
For the children being not yet born,
right?
Neither having done any good or evil,
right?
That the purpose of God according to election might stand.
Right, according to election, because we showed you through the scriptures that what? The Lord said, this one is going to be the stronger, that one's going to be the weaker. This one is going to serve the younger, period. Read on.
Not of works.
Not of works, because they didn't do anything. They were children. There was no works to be done. Come on.
But of him that calleth.
But him that calleth. Who calls? Who calls? The Most High calls. All right? The Most High is the one that does the calling. Come on.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger.
We read that in Genesis 25. We proved it. When we go through this Bible, brother, okay, we have to go through it precept upon precept. We must prove everything that's in the Bible. Prove what it's talking about. So in Romans 9, we went to the book of Genesis to prove what Romans 9 was talking about. It was talking about the Israelites only. Let's go.
Verse 13.
Come on.
As it is written.
As it is written. Come on.
Jacob have I loved.
Israel have I loved. This is the Most High. Let me ask you a question. Does God hate? He doesn't hate, right? Take it from the top again, 13. Listen to this.
As it is written.
As it is written. Come on.
Jacob have I loved.
Jacob, who is the father of the 12 tribes, and he is an Israelite. He's Israel. Jacob have I loved.
But Esau have I hated.
What?
Have I hated.
Esau have I hated. So when the 2 babies were in the womb, Jacob and Esau, the Lord chose Jacob, the Israelites, and Esau, he said, I hate them. Read it again. You might not believe this is the Bible. You should come check it out. Read it again.
As it is written.
Hold on. Hold on. This is the Holy Bible, brother. I don't want you to think we're using something else. I'm going to read it out of here. I'm going to read it out of here for you, bro. Because I don't want you to think that we're reading something else. And his Bible is so well used because the man studies and he's a warrior in the scriptures that you can't even see nothing on here no more. So you might think he's made up his own book. This one you can see. Let me read this to you. Romans 9 and 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Brother, this is the Holy Bible, the same one you got in your house. God hates. Period. He hates. Because why? Because he has emotions. That's why he said, make man in our image. We have his emotions. Give me Ecclesiastes, man. Where it says time to love, time to love. Give me that. Yeah, that's it. Give me that. Because we have to trust this Bible, bro. We have to trust it. We have to read it and say, I got the faith in this scriptures. Because this is Christ. Let us have faith in it. When we read something, let's accept it. Got it? Go ahead. Let's start. All right.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 7. A time to rent.
There's a time to rent, a time to tear or break apart. Come on.
And a time to sow.
A time to sow. right? To make your clothing. But sometimes a piece of article of clothing you don't need, so you cut it and make something else, right? Come on.
A time to keep silence.
A time to be quiet when it's learning time. Like how you guys are doing. Listen, come on.
And a time to speak.
And a time to speak. I have a question. Yes, sir. That'll be your time to speak. Come on.
A time to love.
A time to love.
And a time to hate.
And a time to hate. You understand that, brother? A time to hate. There is going to be a time to hate. You understand? Give me the one about David. Read on.
A time of war.
A time of war. Because you might think, oh, Lord, please stop the war. You want wars to stop? I don't. I want the wars to continue. I want World War III to come. You know why? Because that means Christ is going to come back. When you read these scriptures, he's going to come during a hot battle in World War III. You want to learn this, brother? You need to come on in and learn it, bro. We have no problem teaching. You don't have to pay. Read.
And a time of peace.
And a time of peace. When is that going to be? That's going to be when Christ comes, has war against the nations, levels them out, then it's going to be a time of peace. That's when the peace is going to come. Period. Now, there's something I was going to get. Don't worry about it. Go back to Romans. Something I was going to get out of there, something great. About a time to hate. A time to hate. Give me that. Psalms, that's 149. I hate thee that hate you. I hate all them that hate you. Yeah, can't remember? All right. I hate all them that hate you. Remember David? He said that to both sides. At 139 or 149? All right, thanks, bro. All right, I'm showing you that hate in itself is not the bad part. Hating your brethren, that's wicked. The Lord said he calls you a murderer if you hate your people. If you hate your people, son, 15:5. If you hate your own people, the Lord said no. You're a murderer. Okay? That's in 1 John 3 and 15. All right?
139 and 21.
It is 139. It was 139. All right? Listen to this. Right. This is what David. Now you know King David, right? He wrote all the Psalms. Him and another brother Asaph, right? They wrote the Psalms, right? The Psalms are songs. Okay? Listen to what he put in a song. This is one of my favorite songs, but they don't sing this song in church because they don't want you to know that this is a great song. They want to tell you that hate. Oh no, there's no hate. Read it. There you go.
Psalms 138 and verse 21.
139.
Excuse me, 139 and 21.
Right.
Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee?
He said, do not I hate all them, Lord, that hate you? So when you're working with the Lord and other people hate God, you hate them. But who hates God? I'm asking. Nobody hates God? Psalms 83. Let me show you who hates God. And I'm going to show you it's a righteous thing for you to do what? Hate the people that hate our power. You understand?
Psalm chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God.
It says, keep not thy silence, O God. Come on.
Hold not thy peace and be not still, O God.
Lord, don't hold your peace. Don't stay quiet now. Come and speak. Come on.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
It says your enemies, God's enemies, they make a tumult. They're making a noise in the land. Come on.
And all they that hate thee.
All they that what?
Hate thee.
It said your enemies, God, and all of them, the enemies that hate you, come on.
All them that hate thee have lifted up their head.
They have all lifted up their head. Now let's find out who they are. Come on.
Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom.
Stop. The tabernacles of Edom. Remember we read in Romans 9:13 where God said, I love Jacob, but I hate Esau? That's the one. That guy there. Esau. Edom. Read.
And the Ishmaelites.
Oh, I forgot to mention. Who is Edom today? Who are these people? I want to know. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to read them through and then I'm going to come back. Listen to them.
Tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom, which is Esau.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites. They hate God. Come on.
Of Moab.
Moab. They hate God. Come on.
And the Hagarenes.
The Hagarenes. They hate God. Come on.
Gebal.
They hate God. Come on.
And Ammon.
And Ammon hates God. So we just gave you a lot of nations that hate God. You said nobody does. Now go back. Let's find out who they are. The first one. Who else? Oh yes, please, please, please.
And Amalek.
And Amalek. Amalek hates God. Come on.
The Philistines.
The Philistines, they hate God. Come on.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre, they hate God. Come on.
Assur,
they hate God. Come on.
Also is joined with them.
Also is joined with them. As what in a union, all hating God today. Go back to the top.
Keep not thou silence up there, not there, people. The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom. Who is Edom today, brother? Edom. You don't know who that is? You got it? Go there.
Genesis chapter 25 and verse 29. And Jacob sod cottage.
No, I want that one. You got to give us description when they were born.
Okay. 25 and verse 25.
Listen to this. Now, what we're describing is the birth of Jacob and Esau. This is what we were reading about in Romans 9 and 13. Okay? In Romans 9, we're reading about something that took place in Genesis 25. Now we're going to read to you the description of Esau. When I describe him to you, I want you to tell me who he is today. That should be simple. Come on.
And the first came out red, all over like in a hairy garment.
Now the first one came out red. The baby was born red and hairy. Okay? Like a hairy garment, the scripture says. Come on.
All over like in a hairy garment.
Come on.
And they called his name Esau.
They called his name Esau, which was Edom. So now my thing to you is, who on the planet Earth, what people are red and hairy? Matter of fact, hold that. I want you to read about Jacob. Let's see if it says anything about Jacob. Read that.
Verse 26. And after that came his brother out.
And his brother came out named Jacob. Come on.
And his name was called Jacob.
And his name was called Jacob. Come on.
And Isaac was threescore years old when she bear them.
Hold on. Did you miss something? Did he give a description of Jacob? So there was no description of Jacob. You know why? Because everybody on the earth was looking like Jacob. It said, the Lord said, I make man of the dust of the ground. What color is the dust of the ground, bro? What color is the dust of the ground? You know? Okay, okay.
El color es la tierra.
Excellent, excellent. So the people of the earth were brown. But Esau was what? Roja, right?
Esaú es rojo.
Rojo.
¿Qué clase? Lo que quería preguntarle, ¿qué tipo de gente en el mundo son rojos y son velludos? O sea, que tienen mucho pelo. Tú no conoces a nadie que se ve rojo. ¿Qué tipo de gente es rojo? O tienen la piel es rojo o rosado.
O blanco, blanco.
Oh, man. This guy. Rosado. Oh, man. You see that? That's beautiful right there. And to the brother, what we just said to him in Spanish. Okay, bro.
Thank you.
All right. What we said to him in Spanish was, who is red and hairy on the planet Earth today? Who's known as red? Then he took it a step further. Who's known as pink? And the brother said blanco, meaning white people. He recognized it right away. That's why the Lord put the description there for us to see. They hate God. You know why they hate God? Because they try to destroy you, brother.
Right.
They destroyed the Israelites. Took away our heritage, our names, and everything. They hate God. That's why David said, I hate all of them and hate you, Lord. Let's get back to Romans.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 11. For the children not yet born, neither having done any good or evil,
Right.
that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works,
Not of works.
but of him that calleth.
Right.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger.
That's what we read in Genesis 25. Come on.
Verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
That's it. So the Lord loves Israel and hates Esau. Period. When Esau's time is done, that's when we up out of here. Read on.
What shall we say then?
What shall we say then? Do we have an opinion about this? Read.
Is there unrighteousness with God?
Is the Lord foul for this? Is the Lord doing something bad by saying I'm choosing him and not him? Read.
God forbid.
No. Come on.
For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
Right. The Lord said I'm going to have mercy on who I want to have mercy on. The same thing when you have a pair of shoes. you might have about 10 pairs of shoes. There's one pair of shoes that you actually like. Well, when you're a sister, you might have 30 pairs. But there might be, right. But there might be a certain pair that you like a lot. But you know I can't wear those every day. It's gonna look ridiculous if I wear these every day. So you have other shoes. But if you could put on a pair of shoes that were the most comfortable, the ones you really like, you might say, I like those. That's what the Lord did. The Lord made all the nations, but he loves one. He made all of the what? All of the flowers, but one is his favorite, the lily. He made all of the rivers, but the Jordan is his favorite. He made all the lands, but the land of Israel is his favorite. The Lord has favorites. It's like that. And his favorite people, his only people, because he said, you're my only begotten, is Israel. Read.
What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God?
No.
God forbid.
Right.
For he saith unto Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
Right.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
Right. So the Lord is compassionate to Israel. He hears your prayers. Why? Because you keep the commandments. But if you don't want to keep the commandments, the Lord is not dealing with you either. Period.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.